get the URL from YouTube and give that to Chris, so. You have him on, Chris Martinez, or who's,
I don't have the link to the YouTube video.
I was about to give it here.
If you could chat it to him.
There's no teams on this thing.
Can we begin, Deborah, or we should go?
I don't think we're live.
We're not, oh, okay. On mine it said we were live.
I'm still trying to say, it should be live, but it's still loading. Its Wi-Fi reception is not friendly down here, and this TFC rooms kind of blocks all the wireless access points.
Yeah.
Maybe we talked about this last year. I think that, we have a statutory responsibility to like train investment officers, and that training is actually offered in Texas, so we contracted.
Oh, yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm not involved, but yes,
okay,
I've heard this word.
okay, yeah, I have too.
Yeah.
I wanted to prove it's still going on. I probably just need to look online and I'll probably find it.
Yeah, I can, let me make a note to myself.
Okay, I'll just research on my end
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
But
Yes, because I feel like someone's asked for that question.
That was probably be a year ago.
Maybe, yeah. Like the person at the governor's office who I only talked to once a year when it's like
Ah.
confirming who our hurricane preparedness.
Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with the live feed, so maybe wait just a few more minutes.
It's funny.
I'm used to the person, yes. Talk to you in a year.
That's funny.
we're live.
Is there a link?
There will be a link. There is a link. You gotta turn off comments. Someone's doing that. DGC access, it's not on Star. Someone told me it's like that.
Fine, this is Lone Star. Lone Star. Everyone can put the link in the chat.
After the delay, guys, we have people in training and stuff this week, and higher ed is going on week, and it's like, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of moving parts.
Crazy time for the holidays.
I know, right?
Alright, so you guys should be good to go.
Joseph, can y'all hear us?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we're good to go.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and get started. So, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call to order the General Academic Institutions, Technical and State Colleges Formal Advisory Committee meeting to order. Just please be advised that this meeting is being recorded, and I would like to ask all attendees to silence your cell phones. If you are connected remotely, please mute your connection until you are ready to speak to prevent any kind of background noise. So with that, Jennifer, I'd like to, if you would, please take the roll call.
And I've been able to confirm roll while we were waiting and
Okay.
we're just missing Dr. Hurley. Everyone else is here, so there's a quorum.
Grab
present.
a quorum. Thank you, Jennifer. And so next on the agenda item, we need to approve the October 30th.
Sorry.
What's
Just
that?
one second, since we didn't have nameplates for the broadcast, we were just gonna introduce ourselves here.
Yeah, good point.
At the coordinating board, Jennifer Gonzalez.
Andy McLaurin, Coordinating Board.
Emily Deardorff, UNT System.
Daniel Harper, Texas State System.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm glad you did that. I was because
Back to you.
y'all are on my screen, it's kind of small and I can't see faces. So thank you for doing that, Jennifer. Okay, the next item up is the approval of the October 30th meeting, minutes of the meeting. I know that Jennifer sent a copy out for all of us to review. Does anyone have any comments or questions or corrections on those minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion.
Thank you, Jeff. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Jason. So all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Same sign. Motion passes. So next on the agenda item, we want to discuss the commissioner's charges to the committee. And we've talked about this. I think this is our fourth meeting. There were 4 specific charges. 3 of them were charges 1, 2, and 3 were related to making some appropriate funding level recommendations, not only for the general academic institutions, but also for our state colleges. And so I want to thank Emily for her willingness to lead that group. So at this time, Emily, can you give us an update? And then we'll turn it over for Daniel for the next update.
Sure. You all should have received a draft. Jennifer sent out of the charge 1 recommendations, at least the main recommendations for the general academic institutions. I know it just went out yesterday, so don't expect everyone to have read it before, but as we're finished with the report, if you all take a look at the verbiage, I think the big takeaways, nothing's changed about the recommendations themselves, but trying to pay attention to the narrative and how we're framing it, see if that's consistent with how we want to represent these recommendations. And then we also include that reference to the performance-based funding group also having recommendations as well. So hopefully that group will look at these recommendations when they're looking at their full funding recommendations. That was the idea. In addition to this, I believe the Lamar State Colleges have a critical fields update that they want to include as well. So I will pass it over to Daniel.
Thank you. Yep. So the Lamar State College is similar to the community colleges. They do have a critical demand fields weight to that. And so we would support adding language to the report that would have the coordinating board update the critical demand fields for the state colleges to however the coordinating board defines the current critical demand fields. I think it's just because of the uniqueness of the state colleges that it doesn't come to light. And so we just want to make sure that the state colleges stay current.
Okay. Any questions on that from the group? Okay. Other than that, the only other piece is the language for the TSTCs. So Chad, I'm looking at you on that one.
Yes, I did get the prior year document you sent and verified with our folks. The only thing we're going to recommend different this time is the addition of a build pattern for our campus in New Braunfels, Texas. That campus was opened in the fall of 23. We just graduated our first cohort in May of 25. And so about 165 students this fall. So we're going to recommend including that as a new build pattern for the TSTCs.
And Chad, that's legislatively approved, correct?
Yes, it was legislatively approved in the 88th session, actually. A couple sessions ago, it was approved.
Awesome.
Great, thanks, Chad. Yes, I think at this point, the committee's work is done other than wrapping up the language, both with the draft that you all have seen and then incorporating the Lamar critical fields language in the TSTCs. Unless there are other things the group wants to talk about.
Anybody have any other questions? So I'll talk about this towards the end when we talk about kind of, steps going forward. But one of the things will be, as Emily just said, just updating the Charge 2 draft report to include those two items that she mentioned. And so anybody have any questions, or we're going to turn it over to Mr. Harper.
Awesome.
Daniel, would you go ahead and give us an update on charge number 4?
Yes, sir. So on work group 4, so we've met with the group Gordian a few times, and Gordian is a national group that provides kind of facility assessment and planning services for multiple university systems in Texas. Based on those conversations, the data that they have, it was affirmed that the age of the building in and of itself does not have a direct correlation to the cost of maintaining the facility. So just because it's older doesn't mean it's more expensive. Just because it's younger doesn't mean it would be less expensive. They reaffirmed that complexity of the building, and their branded term is technical complexity, has a significantly more meaningful impact on the cost to maintain and build a facility. As we all know, the current HEAF model already includes a factor for complexity, and our group was unable to develop any new metric or enhancements to that metric with respect to complexity that we view would improve the HEAF model. And therefore, work group 4's recommendation is there's no additional data to be collected at this time with regards to the age of a facility and maintenance needs. And that concludes my synopsis.
Thank you, Daniel. Does anyone have any questions or concerns with that?
I guess I just have a question, not a concern. I guess can you explain then what that actually means in terms of what we're recommending? Are we saying we're just recommending in HEAF? Obviously, we don't all receive HEAF. So
Yeah, it's just maintaining status quo on
okay.
data collection.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just saw, I mentioned this when we met in one of our meetings, but I had to kind of make sure I was focused on charge number 4 was just looking at are there any other data elements that we could provide that are not already being provided.
Okay.
And not necessarily, we're not going into HEAF formula recommendation changes to the HEAF formula. We were just tasked to look at, are there any other data elements? So when I tell myself that, it helps me focus on what the charge was.
Okay.
And so,
Cause I can't remember, just the number 4, is it on HEAF or is it on the infrastructure formula?
It was, my recollection is more globally deferred
Yeah.
maintenance and with the, I guess, the predicate that it was driven off the results of the last HEAF model, so,
Okay.
and nothing to do with the existing infrastructure formula.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, got it. Thank you for explaining that.
thank you, Sherry. Anyone else? Good. Well, good. So I'm gonna move on to just kind of talking about wrapping up the work of this committee. And so let me find my notes here. So as we plan for kind of where we go from here, my thought is that number one, I've already said this, but you know, we need to just kind of put together the charge to I'm sorry, I call it charge to, but actually it's Emily's work group, the draft report together and include those other 2 items. And also put some language together. I think Daniel, you're gonna provide that to me. Is that kind of you working on putting a summarizing that synopsis?
It is in your inbox.
Okay, I haven't looked at any email today.
So, yeah,
Thank you, sir.
a crew draft in your inbox and I'll flesh it out.
Okay. And so I think what we want to do is then have a target date where we get these 2 subcommittee reports out to the full committee to review. How much Emily, Jennifer, Daniel, how much time you think? I think Daniel, you said you already sent me something, so. Any thoughts how much
Work in
time
the
it would take?
direction of Jennifer.
Any thoughts?
Usually we finish it in January, but if y'all are ambitious to get it done by the end of the month, that's fine too. A reminder that we do have a meeting held for January 22nd. But certainly we can end up canceling that if we end up doing some kind of, basically by email, if there's any questions, concerns, or edits, that it could be handled that way too.
Okay. So my thought is we still need to get the quote final drafts out to the committee reports. And then they need some time to review and give us any feedback on them, right?
Yes.
And then we can kind of finalize that full report. Would that be, am I thinking correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So, are we
We
going
can
to,
we can keep the meeting on the 22nd if y'all want to meet and just vote on it then, or you could conceptually vote on highlights of the report in concept now and leave the editing to the chairs of the work group. Either direction works.
so, how are we gonna get, I'm thinking about, Emily's work group, and she's already prepared a draft report, but I think there's 2 other pieces we need to add to that. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yeah, so maybe we can just find a date before everyone splits apart from the holidays to get that put together and out to the full group. And then we can set a time in January and same with charge 4, and then set a time in January to have the whole thing reviewed by the committee.
Okay. So I have the full report sent to the committee by, like the week of the 12th of January.
Well, I was thinking we could get the drafts of our subcommittees out before the holidays.
Before the break, okay. And so on my notes, I had, I didn't write that one down. Oh, can we do that next week? Or is that too soon? Or the 15th, or does it matter?
you give me a deadline, I'll meet it. I promise you.
I'll have mine in a day before Chad does.
Yes, you will. I'll be right on time.
Why don't we shoot for the week of the 15th to get it out? Does that work?
Yes, I will commit to submitting mine to Jennifer and Emily by the 12th. So Daniel, yours is due on the 11th.
I'm marking my calendar right now.
So that's when we'll send out the draft reports, right?
Yeah, we can circulate it via email, and then that way, if there's any suggested edits or anything like that, can be done as the group by email.
Okay. And then what am I missing here? And then we'll send out a full report to the committee. Or that's gonna go out. We'll need some feedback on that. Calendar.
Do you need to have it fully done by February, before February?
Preferably,
Okay,
yeah.
so that'll give us January to wrap everything up.
Yeah, we could leave the meeting on the 22nd if y'all want to just all hop on to vote, or we can assume that, I mean, or we could say that if it's all cleared up by email, that we wouldn't have to meet then.
Well, I think what we need to do is, so on the week of the 15th, we're gonna send out draft reports and we're gonna ask for some feedback. Is that correct? Am I thinking correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so then we're gonna need to take that feedback, make some edits, send out a full report, maybe by the week, the 19th, and we can have the 22nd to approve it. Does that sound good? The 12th or the 19th, or is that too soon? And I'm just saying week of
Can you clarify which month you're talking about now, Jess?
January. I'm sorry, I'm going to January. Yeah. So in December, the week of the 15th of December, we'll provide the draft reports to get feedback. And then in January, we need to provide you, okay, here's the final draft of the report. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
I'll probably send it, once we have all the combined detail from the December 15th deadline, I'll probably assemble that and have it ready by probably the beginning of January, probably January 6th.
And then we'll just need to provide some feedback before then. And then I'll keep the meeting on the 22nd. We'll keep it on the books.
Yeah, I think that there's general consensus. There's not any like ideas that are conflicting with one another, that the report part will probably come pretty easy.
Okay. So Jennifer, did you take some notes on those dates that we just talked about?
The ones we just talked
Oh, yes. Do you
So
want me to?
yeah, can you review them for me? So I can't read my writing. yet.
Yeah, so we're gonna have drafts by the end, by December 15th at the latest.
Mhm.
And I'll assemble those together into like a full report and have it back out to the full committee by that first week in January.
Okay, and then between December 15th and January, we'll can provide feedback or comments. Correct? Or am I
Yeah, I
wrong?
guess that's a point of clarification. Would the drafts be coming to me to assemble together, or is it gonna just be sent to everybody individually first?
Well, why don't we send it out to everybody as drafts, so then when you get it back, it's already edited, so
Okay.
then you don't have to assemble them again.
That
Does that
sounds
work?
perfect for
Okay,
me.
yeah.
So to clarify, y'all would be making any edits or by, once y'all receive them by the 15th of December. And,
Or we'll send them out by the 15th and we'll get them back to you in early January.
Yeah.
that works.
Okay.
So the drafts go out on December 15th. We'll get feedback, comments back by January the 6th. All right. All right,
Maybe
anything
the 9th,
else?
just because that week's when everyone comes back.
Well, let's,
We'll get it done.
yeah. We can change, you want to make it 12th instead?
More days. Like,
Make
yeah,
it the 12th? Is
fine.
that better?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then we will keep the meeting on the 22nd, just to officially bless it, and we'll move on. Does that sound good? All
And
right.
that would probably just be a virtual only meeting. So.
Yes, I think that's what, yeah, it says virtual only. Okay. Well, before I ask for a motion to close, I want to thank our subcommittee chairs, Emily and Daniel. So subcommittee chairs that get all the hard work, so I appreciate what y'all do and what y'all did, and the time you spent on this. Chad, thank you as well, and to everybody. So with that, if there's anybody have any closing questions or anything? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll move that.
Motion. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sherry, was that
I'll
you?
second.
Okay, Sherry second. All right, well, with that, the formally advised, or let me take a vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Right, any opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned at 1:30. Thank y'all.